The Sleeping Beauty. Once upon a time, in a land far away, there lived a king and a queen in the country of France. They always wished to have a child more than anything, and finally, that wish of theirs came true. The queen gave birth to an adorable baby princess. Both the king and the queen were very happy. To this happiness, bells all around the country rang joyfully. They invited every fairy in the realm to their daughter's naming ceremony. Fairies from all over were invited for a grand feast to celebrate the occasion. Every guest was served in silverware and plates made of pure gold. All the fairies brought special gifts for the baby princess and blessed her to become a clever, beautiful, and kind girl. An old fairy named Maleficent, who had vanished 50 years ago and had not been seen for all this time, suddenly appeared at the ceremony without any invitation. Considering that she was a fairy and respected her presence, the king and the queen arranged a suitable setting for the new visitor without delay. Unfortunately, the cutlery and the plates were not made out of pure gold. This offended the elderly fairy and made her furious. Simultaneously, it was time for each fairy to provide the child with her benediction. When it was her turn to speak, Maleficent rose up and cursed the baby girl, saying, "I announce before you all that this child, on her 16th birthday, shall stab her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die." Then Maleficent vanished with a whoosh of smoke. Everyone was terrified. The king and queen requested fairies Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather to save the little child with their blessings. The fairies said that they can't take the evil witch's curse, but they will try to help. They went closer to the baby's cradle and blessed her with their magic wand. They proclaimed, "When the princess touches the cursed spindle, she'll not die, but will instead fall into a deep sleep and will only be awakened with a kiss of true love." The king and the queen were so worried for their dear daughter, and the king ordered all the spinning wheels of the kingdom to be brought to the castle and destroyed forever. He instructed them to do so because the princess wouldn't even come close to a spinning wheel. However, unknown to them, one spindle was still left in the castle. As the years went by, Aurora grew up to become a lovely, charming young girl. She was known throughout the kingdom for her kindness, grace, and her heartwarming smile. Her hair was as golden as the sun, her eyes as blue as the sky, and her laughter as sweet as a songbird's. To keep Aurora safe, they took her to a hidden cottage in the woods to live there. There, she lived a simple life with the fairies as her guardians. And she was told nothing of her true identity or the curse that hung over her. Meanwhile, in the kingdom, the king thought that, once it's all over, it would be okay to bring Princess Aurora back to the palace. Aurora had a deep love for the forest and all its creatures. She would sing and dance with the animals, and they, in turn, became her dearest friend. Time flew, and soon it was the day when Princess Aurora turned 16. On the eve of her 16th birthday, the fairies decided it was time to tell Aurora the truth. They took her back to the palace, where her heartwarming smile and her beauty made everyone happy. When she was exploring the castle, she discovered a secret hidden room. There, she saw an old lady spinning a wheel. She had never seen a spindle before. She was curious, so she asked the woman, "Please let me try this as well." When she touched, she pricked her finger on the spindle and fell into a deep, enchanted sleep, just as Maleficent had said. The king and queen was heartbroken and placed Aurora on a bed of flowers and cried for their beloved daughter. He ordered her to be taken to the grand room with a heavy heart, where she would lie for many years. The whole kingdom was sad for Sleeping Beauty. Fairy Merryweather watched all of this, and she said with a wave of her hand, "Let the whole kingdom fall asleep with the princess, so when is woken by her prince, she will not be alone." The moment she said all this, all the people and animals in the kingdom fell asleep where they were, and everything stopped. As the years passed by, a thick forest grew around the palace, and the kingdom was hidden. 100 years later, a handsome prince named Philip passed through the forest, and he discovered the strange kingdom. He came across the castle and was very curious to know what was inside. What he didn't realize was that the evil witch was keeping a close eye on the castle. She took the shape of a giant dragon and tried to stop the prince from entering, but the prince was not cowardly. He bravely took out his sword and defeated the dragon with one stab. When he entered the castle, he was surprised to find the Sleeping Beauty lying fast asleep, and the prince immediately fell in love with her at a first sight. "I want to know who she is. How gentle and peaceful she looks," he said. He leaned down and kissed her. Instantly, the spell was lifted. The Princess Aurora awoke, and all the people and the animals in the kingdom awoke as well. It was joy and celebration all around the country. The whole kingdom celebrated when they came to know that she had woken from her sleep. The prince and the princess had a lovely dance together that evening. And Aurora and Prince Philip were married in a grand and joyous ceremony. The prince had proven that true love could conquer any curse. In the end, both prince and the princess ruled the kingdom together with kindness and grace. Thank you. Subscribe the channel and stay tuned for more interesting stories.